What's going on, everybody? Jeet Banerjee here, and in this YouTube video I'm going to share with you guys why 99% of people are failing drop shipping in 2019. So if that's you and you're struggling to get your drop shipping stores, your products, your brands, any of that good stuff off the ground, and you've either started late last year or early this year, I'm going to tell you guys exactly why that's the case. I'm going to share with you guys 5 mistakes to avoid if you want to achieve success drop shipping this year, because the game has changed immensely, okay? And the biggest perspective that I want to put into you guys' brains is the fact that more and more people are starting a drop shipping business every single day. So some of the things that worked really well when only a couple thousand people were doing it aren't working so well today, because tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people are now drop shipping on a regular basis. So if you want to have the competitive advantage or the edge, you need to keep watching, because I'm going to share with you guys exactly what it takes to be successful drop shipping. I've shared my story with you guys quite often now of how the first 6 months I literally struggled, made $0, lost tens of thousands of dollars drop shipping. I started doing things and approaching things in a completely different mindset and approach, and then the switch flipped right off the bat, right? So I went from making 0 for 6 months and actually being negative to going and making $5 million in 5 months drop shipping. So it was a big, 180 that I had to take, but it was because I was making the same mistakes that 99% of drop shippers make when they first get started. And unfortunately, most of those individuals end up quitting before they realize those mistakes and try to fix them. And as a result of it, they end up being unsuccessful with their drop shipping businesses. So let's go ahead and talk about what these 5 big mistakes are. Number 1, drop shipping is a real business, okay? Too many people out here think it's just some kind of like side gig, passive income, side hobby, something you could do part-time on the weekends, etc. And it's not, okay? Drop shipping is a real business. The people that are succeeding drop shipping are treating it as such. They're treating it as a legitimate real business, okay? If you really think it's as easy as some of the videos out there and the gurus make it seem, where you can just add a product from AliExpress, put up an advertisement, and you're gonna get big deposits coming into your bank account every other day, you've already lost, okay? You've got the complete wrong mindset, because if it was that easy, right, everyone in the world would be doing it. No one would be working jobs. You wouldn't have doctors. You wouldn't have engineers. You would have nobody doing it, right? Because this is way too easy. You can literally put in 30 minutes of effort a day and supposedly make millions of dollars, right? Who wouldn't jump on that, right? Obviously, it's not that easy. And if you have that mindset and that's your approach to starting your drop shipping business, I'm sorry, but you've already lost, okay? You need to scratch everything that you've learned in your entire approach and throw it out in the trash can, because it's all wrong, okay? What actually wins and succeeds with drop shipping is proper planning and proper testing, okay? 3 things that'll separate you probably about 10 miles ahead of everybody else is, number 1, order your own products, okay? Too many people are out there trying to sell shit that they don't even know whether A, if it works or not, or B, how the packaging comes, how the product comes, how it's made to be used, any of those things, okay? It is literally impossible for you to sell something unless you get to touch and feel and realize how it works your damn self. So order your own products. Biggest mistake I see people making is they literally just go on AliExpress, pick a product, import it into their store, and they're doing this 5 to 10 times a day, testing these 5 to 10 products, failing, and then griping that drop shipping isn't working. The reason it's not working is because you have no idea, A, what these products actually do or what their capabilities are, and B, if you think it's that easy to launch a product and be successful, you've already lost, okay? The second thing is you need to test and understand your market. Before I launch a product, I spend hours, and I've got a team of researchers that are spending hours to understand the market, okay? You need to understand who buys these products, what are their demographics, what are their ages, what are their hobbies, what is their income, what is all these things about this person, so that I can properly sell to them, okay? If someone has a very low income and you're trying to sell products in that market, you can't charge a premium for it, right? So you need to understand that, and then you need to use different psychology to sell to that market versus someone that might be a top 1% earner. Selling products to them is a different approach, and you can make a lot more money doing it with the right psychology, right? So telling someone that this is a cheap deal or a great affordable deal to the the lower income classes is something that you should do. That's a good marketing technique. It's gonna, ring a bell in their heads, and they're gonna say, yes, I wanna buy that because it's a good deal. You say that to the 1%er, they're gonna go, oh man, that's cheap. I don't want that. That's not for me, right? I want the highest class, most luxurious products out there. So that's just one example, but you need to understand your entire market as a whole, because if you don't understand your market, you can't speak their language. And if you can't speak their language, you're not going to sell many products. The third thing that I recommend that you need to do, just that'll get you miles ahead of everybody else, is innovate instead of imitating, right? We've all seen that Facebook ad or that product ad on Instagram or whatever it is, and I bet you $20, majority of you guys are out there just copying everything that they're doing. You're saying, oh man, they've got a lot of views, they've got a lot of comments, I'm just gonna rip off everything from their creative to their video to their ad copy to everything, and I'm gonna launch my own product. And then you get really upset when you don't make sales and you go, how the hell are they doing it? Well, it's really simple, right? They actually innovated. They actually came up with something unique and original on their own, and the market is adhering to them. You can't just expect to copy someone else's work and think that you're gonna make as much money as them. That's not how the game works. If you see someone that's got a successful model in place, figure out, read the comments, take time to understand it, to see what gripes people have about their model and how you can improve it. So focus on improvements and innovation instead of imitating. And most importantly, treat it as a real business, guys. That's super, super important, okay? Number 2, you guys give up way too quick, right? So if you're giving up way too quick, don't expect to be successful in dropshipping, especially in 2019, where competition levels have gone up significantly, okay? Most people try less than 10 products before quitting. I work with a lot of students, right? I have my own mentorship program, my own courses that I've dropped, and I work with a lot of dropshipping students, and most of them will try less than 10 products before coming to me and saying, oh man, this isn't working. And I'll be like, okay, if you're trying less than 10 products and you're giving up on something, this is not meant for you, right? It took me 20 to 30 products before I made my first $10,000. And even that $10,000 wasn't the prettiest $10,000. I had to kill that product because I had customs, inspections issues, all this stuff, okay? So number 1, you've got to try a lot of products, okay? There's no magic formula to achieving success on your first product. You can do things the right way and supplement your success. So instead of testing 100 products, you might figure it out within 20 to 25, but you need to keep on trying. Number 2, most people also try less than 10 audiences or ad sets before jumping ship on a product. Imagine this, you just try 10 interests or 10 audiences on one product or less than that, and you go, oh man, this shit's broken. Nobody wants to buy this product. That is not enough audiences that you're testing with, right? If you don't have no idea who's gonna buy your products, you need to push out many audiences and many theories of who may buy it, right? Because if one thing is off, right? If your audience is off, your products won't sell. If your ad copy is slightly off, your products won't sell. If your video doesn't capture people's attentions right away, your product may not sell. If your thumbnail or your scroll stopper is not good, your product may not sell. So there's so many variables that you have to test, but most people literally just blame product and say, oh man, this product is broken or e-commerce doesn't work anymore, I'm giving up, right? The next thing that's super important to understand is that if you think marketers nail down their campaigns within just 1 or 2 tries, you're absolutely crazy. So there's companies like Coca-Cola that have publicly came out and said that they test over 15,000 ad campaigns before finding just one that sticks, one where they go, oh man, this is the one that I want to use, right? So at the end of the day, you have to understand it's a numbers game. Persistence wins, right? The person that's willing to go to war with their products and with their dropshipping store is the one that's going to succeed at the end of the day. Very, very important that you guys understand that. Number 3, you need to understand the ratio for success, okay? Everyone thinks that product is the only thing that matters, and it's the 100% ratio for success. So if you have a good product, no matter what, it's gonna easily sell itself, blah, 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 etc. Complete myths, those are false. This is my ratio for success. 20% is the store creation, right? So how your website looks, how your brand looks, how your store functions and operates. 30% to me is product selection, okay? So 50% is only store creation and the product you select, okay? The remaining 50%, it goes to, so 40% of that goes to product copywriting and product page optimization. So the ad copy that you use, the use of psychology that you guys use to sell stuff, and the way that you optimize your listings and the ad copy and all that good stuff is 40%. That's more important, right? I tell people that I can literally sell anything. Why? You can give me a shit product, but I'll still nail down the remaining 70% and I will kill it and I will make sales, because that's a skill that I have, is I can take anything and I can make it sell with the right optimization optimization and copywriting. And last but not least, the least important part of it all is advertising, okay? 10% of it's advertising. I literally made over $3 million advertising completely the wrong way. And I'm talking about the Facebook ads, how to scale ads, how to optimize them, etc. I knew nothing about what I was doing, but I was crushing it with like a 2.8 return on ad spend for like the first 4 months that I started, because I didn't focus so much on Facebook ads. I focused on all these other elements, okay? And I was crushing it. So advertising is really simple. If you have the right product and you put the right product in front of the right person, it doesn't matter if you use CBOs or if you use automatic placements or how you scale your ads or any of that stuff. You'll start making money from day one. Sure, there's a lot of things that you can do if you master all of those things, which I've done today, which will help you, increase your profitability and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, advertising is not a significant ratio in success. So everyone focuses on their advertising campaigns or their products, but never the two other elements that will make or break your chances for success. And like I said, store creation and product copywriting and page optimization in my formula is 60% of the game. So if you're not focused on those two things, you're already lost, right? Because you're not even over the hump of halfway. So big thing for you guys to understand. Number 4, big mistake that people are still making in 2019 is that they don't understand that effort equals results, right? It literally took me 6 months of spending 15 hours a day to finally crack the code. And I've been an entrepreneur for 9 years. I've sold 2 businesses before I got into drop shipping, and I've launched over 15 companies in the last 9 years. And even then, it took me over 6 months to figure this stuff out. And not only that, but about a year and a half ago, I was doing Amazon FBA. So I came from an e-commerce mindset, but drop shipping and Amazon FBA or any other business is completely different. This is not a part-time side hustle. I hate to tell this to you guys. I hate to break it to you, but the people who are doing it full-time and treat it as their life will always crush you, right? If I'm putting in 100 hours a week and you're putting in 40 hours a week, who is going to win at the end of the day? It's going to be me, because my effort is far significant than your effort is. The more effort you put, the better your results will be 100%. Very, very important for you guys to understand that. And last but not least, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I think it's very, very important that I jump into this. Don't do what everyone else is doing, right? So everyone seems to be doing dropshipping nowadays. There's no secret about it. We see the ads, we see everyone talking about it. It's becoming a day-to-day household term. And just like you, they're watching the free YouTube videos, almost the same content and taking the same courses, right? That's who I was when I was failing for the first 6 months. I was literally doing what everyone else was doing. And I kept being met with failure after failure after failure. And I thought to myself, okay, G, you're better than this, right? You've started many successful companies. You've never really done things the way that everyone else does it. How can I be different? And I told myself, I'm going to go out and study the top name brands out there, stores that you find in the mall, top biggest e-commerce brands out there, ones that are doing, hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars a day, stuff like Amazon, etc. And I studied the crap out of them. And then everything changed for me, because I was doing something and I took an approach that nobody else was taking, right? And let me break this down to you guys, right? There is a 1% of wealth in the United States, right? The 1% is only 1% of the population. Why? Because they know things and they do things in a way that's completely different than the rest of the world. So when the majority of the world is doing the same thing that you're doing, it's going to stop working. And you guys need to understand that. You guys need to develop new thought processes and new approaches if you want to be successful drop shipping. Drop shipping is not dead. I can tell you that 100%. I have students that are starting stores within a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that are crushing it. I start stores every single month that absolutely crush it. So drop shipping is not dead, my friends. Your approach to drop shipping absolutely is. So it's time that you guys innovate and find new ways to do this instead of following the same trends that everyone else is following. And that's going to be the biggest difference if you guys want to find success drop shipping. So that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to add a video here that's going to talk about my story of how, if you guys haven't watched it yet, of how I went from 0 to 5 million drop shipping in 5 months. I highly recommend you guys to watch it. I'm going to put a link down below in the comments to my free e-com branding masterclass, where I reveal my first product that I made 7 figures with and absolutely crushed it. So feel free to check that out and see how I took a different approach with that. And please, guys, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to continue dropping daily value like this every single day. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in signing up for my dropshipping course, you will find the link below. Thanks so much. Have a good day.